On the gridiron or courtside, you know what time it is. It's
Sports plus life. Sports plus life.
ringside or front court or field pass, we ballin' no. Knuckle up or buckle up. I tell it like it is when I'm on my show. Home run, slam dunk, knockout, or got some dough.
Sports plus life.
Yeah.
Sports plus life.
Yo, 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 yo! What's up? What's really good? It's your boy Brandon Brevon Towns, and this is another episode of Sports Plus Life, baby. And you already know it's about to go down, so guess what? Turn it off, turn it off, turn it all the way off. Say what? All right, excuse me, I'm sorry. I don't know why that I came across so hype. I don't know, but it is what it is. But please allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Brandon Brevon Towns, host of that show called Sports Plus Life, that there sports podcast where we talk about all of the necessary topics we need to discuss in the realm of sports and in life as well. So how is everybody doing today? I mean, it's chilly today, I'm telling you. Man, it was cold as I don't know what this morning in the Richmond, VA. It was very cold. It was chilly all day. But you know what? The sun was shining. Wasn't no rain on the ground. Wasn't no ice on the ground. I can dig it. It was a smooth day of work, so I definitely appreciate it. But it is Friday, March 5th, 2021. Okay? And again, I hope everybody's doing good, doing well. So before I get that buzzard sounding to talk about sports, today I'm going to start off with talking about television and entertainment, okay? So for a lot of you guys, during this pandemic, you know, you've basically made friends with television shows and just, I mean, if, you know, when you're not surrounded by your family, you know, because a lot of you guys were quarantined, weren't able to go out and do anything of the such. But as I've said, you know, this whole entire quarantine, this whole pandemic, which hopefully is close to coming to an end, working for Amazon, the pandemic has not affected me one bit. And that's a blessing, and it's a curse. It's a blessing because I'm not one of the many Americans, unfortunately, who were without a job for a while and who currently may still be without a job. So that hasn't affected me at all. I haven't missed a day, not one. But what I kept hearing about, you know, through a good portion of this pandemic was something about this show called Snowfall. And I kept going on Facebook and IG and Twitter, and I kept hearing, you know, Snowfall. Listen, when I'm at work, listening to the morning hustle, I hear things about Snowfall. And I'm like, what is this show? And I heard about some of the people who were in it, D. Davis, that kid who was in the main character, Franklin, the kid who was in the movie that just came out on Netflix with Anthony Mackie. What's the name of that movie? That's all right. I'm about to pull up his name. Damn the movie. I'm about to pull up his name. I usually don't use much information because I usually know this stuff off the top of my head. But anyway, that's what kind of name is that? I'm sorry. Damson Idris. Yes, Damson Idris. And, you know, along with Emily Rios, Sergio Machada, Michael Hyatt, you know, Malcolm Mays. I already mentioned D. Ray Davis. This show, you know, last weekend I was bored and I was just like, you know what? I had nothing to do. It was my day off. I had nothing to do. So I said, and I just kept hearing about it. So I said, you know what? To hell with it. I'm going to give in and I'm going to start binge watching. Because I heard they were on season 4. I said, I'm going to start binge watching Snowfall so I can catch up. I should know by 1 or 2 episodes if it's something that I can rock with. Nigga. That is now, that's added to the list. I don't have many TV shows that I watch. I really have never been a TV show type person until maybe I'd say probably Empire. But nigga, that is on the list now. Empire, Power, Wayward Pines, Snowfall, Luke Cage, Stranger Things, Supernatural. And like I said, I really wasn't a, television show watcher when it came to stuff like that. Like me, I'm goofy. I watch The Simpsons, I watch Simpsons, South Park, shit like that. That's me. That's just me. But Snowfall is, man, I mean, whoo. I still haven't fully caught up. I think I'm on season 3, episode 2 now. Yeah, I'm on season 3, episode 2. So my goal is, since tomorrow's my last day, after tomorrow when I get off, I won't have to go back to work again until Wednesday. So my goal is to be fully caught up by the time I go back to work on Wednesday, to be fully caught up with Snowfall. That is a dope show. Franklin Saint is kind of turning into Frank Lewis. Uncle Jerome tripped me out, bro. I don't know about you. Uncle Jerome be having me laughing because I be like, yo, I know he's getting high. Because in the first couple of episodes of season 1, he was more chill. And now he's like, he's a live wire. Like when he made that dude slap his daddy, slap your daddy. It was like, what the fuck? I was so weak. Now the only thing I don't agree with is D-Ray Davis, not D-Ray Davis playing a bodyguard, but a grown ass man bodyguard named Peaches. That's not sitting right with me. But the show itself is great. And this is on FX. I mean, Lord have mercy. I heard originally it was supposed to be on Showtime and given like this might as well be HBO. I mean, that show is gritty. It's grind. It's a gritty grind. It's about the crack epidemic in the early 1980s. Not that I didn't already know about that. I had, I've watched a couple documentaries. Also, New Jack City, stuff like that. Plus having family members to tell me about it. So it's nothing that I didn't already know about. I mean, I knew that the quote unquote war on drugs was a bunch of bullshit to begin with. I mean, that war on drugs was specifically started to target minority people, black and brown people in this country, to throw them in jail. I mean, anybody who tries to say otherwise is blind. They honestly don't know the truth or don't want to accept the truth, because where are most of these arrests for crack and cocaine, even weed, where are most of these arrests being taken place at? In public housing, aka the hood. Okay? That's where most of this stuff goes. That's where they push this stuff at. So the storyline isn't anything that I haven't heard before. But like I said, it's dope. It is dope. It's a great show. When I get done with this podcast and mix it and send it to YouTube, I'm probably gonna go back to watching Snowfall. So I just wanted to touch on that. That's my new show. Ain't no power now. There ain't no power. Don't get me wrong. But it's pretty damn close. It's pretty damn close to power. Okay. Snowfall is better than Empire. And I liked Empire because, I like the people on there plus the music. But as far as the general storyline, no, Snowfall is better than Empire. Not quite power. I guess because it's on FX, so it's certain stuff they not gonna show. But if it was on Showtime, with this same storyline, with just the more grittiness and grind that you can see from the difference between FX and Showtime, which isn't much, but I think it would be right up there with Power. But anyway, now to cinema news. Coming to America. Number 2, America, the sequel to the 1988 blockbuster hit Coming to America, was just released on Prime Video today. Man, let me tell you something. The first thing, if you know me and you know how much I love Coming to America, you probably would think, oh, B is going to watch this as soon as it comes out. Now, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm tempted but I'm not going to watch it today.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm explaining why. And again, I know that it just came out today. Coming to America the sequel just came out today. And again, I'm not going to watch it today. And let me get back to my explanation. And anybody who knows me, anybody who really knows me, whether it's my family members alive or dead, if they knew that a sequel to Coming to America was coming out and I said that I was not going to watch it on the day it came out, they would call me a liar to my face. My mother, my grandparents, my sister, anybody, they would call me a liar to my face. If my mother or my sister, if they called me right now and said, I know you're going to watch or have already watched Coming to America, and I said, no, I'm not going to watch it till tomorrow, they would call bullshit. They would say bullshit. Like even my deceased family members, my grandparents, God rest their soul, my father, God rest his soul, knew if they knew that a sequel to Coming to America was coming out today, and I said that I wasn't gonna watch it today for whatever reason, they would call me a liar straight to my face. And the reason why is I gotta work tomorrow. And that's just me. That might sound stupid, but that's just me. I have to be to work at 5:30 in the morning, and I want to kick back. I want to enjoy it. Have me, knock back a beverage, and enjoy it. I mean, Sunday is my sleep late day. I mean, church is still not going on. What's going on virtually because of the pandemic, so I don't have to get up mega early. Sunday is my sleep late day, if you will. And honestly, but now I know why. Like I said, my peoples will call me a liar because they know I know that movie cover to cover. It's two movies in my life that I know from first word of the movie to last word of the movie, and that is Coming to America and Friday, the first Friday. I know those movies cover to cover, and nobody would believe me. And what I'm doing is I'm slowly talking myself into watching it because the anticipation is killing me. So, no, what I'm going to do is when I get done with this podcast, I'm going to go and watch Snowfall. I'm going to continue to binge watch on Snowfall so I can be caught up. So by the time next week's new episode comes on, I'll be with everybody else who fully knows what the hell is going on. But yes, the Coming to America anticipation is killing me because I want to watch it, but I'm going to make myself not watch it because I want to watch it knowing that I do not have to go to work the next day. I don't care. Please don't judge me. But anyway, now all of a sudden, out of the blue, I'm on Facebook and people are talking about some, people my age. Well, I never really found it that funny. Huh?
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
Huh? Really? Where did this come from? Look, I understand we might not have understood the adult content, but we were kids. There was cussing in the movie. Lots of cussing in the movie. That made it funny, damn it. And, it has a following. It has that kind of a cult following because you think about it. This movie came out 33 years ago in 1988, and it's coming out with a sequel with all of the original cast. That's the cool thing about it. All of the original cast. Well, I think with the exception of the mother. But then you have, great people who are, entertaining people who are also added on. You got Jermaine Fowler, Wesley Snipes, Tracy Morgan, the chick from Ghostbusters, and then all of the old characters, the barbers, the Mighty Sharp guys, they're coming back. Randy Watson, the preacher. Oh no, I'm talking myself. I don't want to watch it. Son of a bitch, I'm gonna want to watch it. Okay, all right, let me chill. Let me chill. Because I'm really, like I said, I really want to binge watch Snowfall and watch Coming to America when I don't have to go to work the next day. You feel me? I hope you do. And if you think that's stupid, please don't judge me. But yeah, anybody who knows me knows what Coming to America means to me. Plus, I can do the impersonations, particularly of the preacher, because there's a God somewhere. But Anyway, yeah, that's just what I wanted to start this podcast off with. Started off with a little bit of the entertainment side, the TV side, letting y'all know that I'm finally out of the shadows, out of the ignorance of not knowing about the great show that is called Snowfall. And what do y'all think about Coming to America, the sequel? Again, I'm not watching it today. I will watch it tomorrow. As hard as that's going to be, and that's going to be tough. That is going to be tough. I ain't lying. So, without further ado, let's get to it. It is now All-Star break for the NBA, and well, pretty much what we have here is a couple of teams, particularly in the Western Conference, really kind of tailing off the last week of the season before the All-Star break, that being the two Los Angeles teams, the Lakers and the Clippers. But then you have teams that are rising to power, like the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns actually have the second best record, not just in the West, in basketball. The Phoenix Suns. Now, I know I said that, when Chris Paul went to Phoenix, what are you doing? You're not winning no title. I still firmly believe that. But just for Phoenix to be in this position at the All-Star break is quite phenomenal. It's quite phenomenal. Let's see. Phoenix's record, if I'm not mistaken, because I believe did they win last night? Phoenix's record is 24-11. They've won 4 in a row. They've won, I believe, 15 of their last 18 games. I mean, they've really been dogging it. Utah is still number 1, despite them losing a very hard-fought game against the against the Philadelphia 76ers, a game in which Donovan Mitchell actually got ejected in. But and that was a couple of days ago. But Utah still has the best record in the league, 27-9 in the Western Conference, and then Phoenix is 24-11. Lakers are 3, Clippers are 4. Portland is 5, Denver is 6, San Antonio, who's been very quiet. They've been affected by the pandemic a lot, honestly. And but they're, Pop usually always has them ready. Dallas is number 8, Golden State right on the outside looking in. As far as the Eastern Conference goes, the Philadelphia 76ers have a half-game lead over the Brooklyn Nets. They're 24-12. Look, let's make no mistake about it. The Brooklyn Nets will catch the Philadelphia 76ers. They will be the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference if health stays correct. The Nets are number 2 right now, 24-13. The Bucks, who after a 5-game losing streak have really gotten themselves together. They've gotten themselves together. They're number 3 at 22-14. Boston, who a week ago was literally out of the playoff hunt, but in the Eastern Conference, that's going to shift. Ebbs and flows. It really is. Ebbs and flows with the East. They're number 4. The New York Knicks are number 5. They're above 500. Thibodeau is right now really much a Coach of the Year candidate. As I said last week, he even has a following when it comes to players. Miami, they're 6, Charlotte 7, Toronto 8. So as we get to the All-Star game, Kevin Durant and LeBron James made their picks last night, and the last 2 players left on the board was from the Utah Jazz. I mean, just everybody is just throwing this shade and this salt up at the Utah Jazz. And before I, go into that, I have to say, I agree 100% with Donovan Mitchell when it comes to the officiating. It's getting ridiculous. I mean, you throw Donovan Mitchell out for what? You threw Devin Booker out in the Suns against the Lakers for what? You gave Montrezl Harrell a technical foul for dunking and saying and one. Are you joking? I mean, what? I'm serious. I mean, that stuff pisses me off. I mean, I just wish a player would just get up the nuts to say to a referee, what are we? Are we the workers on the plantation and y'all the enforcement riding around on the horses with guns, waiting to have a reason to whip us or get us in trouble about something? Bitch. Because it's ridiculous. I'm just waiting for a player to have the nutsack to say that. I'm serious. Because when I think about that stuff, it's ridiculous because fans, even with games in limited capacity, those limited amount of fans are coming to see the players, not the referees. The people who order sports packages, who watch on a nightly basis, such as myself, we watch to see the players. What did Shaq say?
David Stern wonder why the league is losing money. That's why. People pay good money to come watch these athletes play, and they try to take over the fucking game.
Shaq, we're on live. I know.
God, you gotta love Shaq. Shaq, we're on live. I don't give a shit. Hold on.
Shaq, we're on live. I know.
I don't give a damn. But for real. And of course, back then, I think this was like 2000, 2001 when Shaq was with the Lakers. Of course, he's talking about David Stern, the former commissioner of the NBA. Of course, now it's Adam Silver. But I mean, for real though, for real. I mean, that point that Shaq made 20 years ago was relevant today. People pay good money to see in person or watch on TV these athletes play, and the referees try to take over the fucking game. And it's ridiculous. And think about that. That interview was before the Malice in the Palace. Think about that. Now, I mean, if you fart, if you literally, like I said, Montrezl Harrell dunked the ball and said and one and got a technical foul. What the hell? I mean, that is ridiculous. Look, I done played many a pickup game. Pickup game, street balling. I done played many playground games, street ball. And talking shit is a part of the game. It's a part of the game. I mean, this PC crap that people always want just simply sucks. But anyway, I lost focus. And the reason why I brought up Donovan Mitchell is because, like I was saying earlier, LeBron James and Kevin Durant were picking their all-star teams, and the last two players left on the board were Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. And LeBron James tried to explain himself as to why they were the last, or why they were the last two.
I just want to say something because there's no slander. There's no slander to the Utah Jazz, but you guys got to understand. You guys got to understand, just like in video games growing up, we never played with Utah. Even as great as Karl Malone and John Stockton was, we would have never picked those guys in video games. Never.
LeBron, this is a video game. Hold on, I got.
So we know.
We got to leave it right there. We got to take it. No, you can say something.
I got to say one thing. LeBron says, I really need some size, and he got 7'5" Rudy Gobert, right? And he goes with 6'2" Sabonis. Are you kidding me? I was like, I need some size. Rudy Gobert is 7'5", he takes a 6'2" guy.
Now, Charles Barkley is pretty much just hinting at the fact that it was disrespectful. The way he just carried the Utah Jazz, the way he carried Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. Now, I don't think Rudy Gobert is quite 7'5". He's about 7, maybe he is about 7'2". And I don't think Sabonis is 6'2", but Sabonis ain't Rudy Gobert. Sabonis is about 6'7", 6'8". Rudy Gobert has about a 6'7" inch height advantage over Sabonis, and LeBron saying, I want size, and then leaves the biggest guy who's left out. I'm like, okay. I mean, honestly, LeBron would have been better off if he had just said, my bad. But LeBron's statement about the Utah Jazz? Yeah, you dropped the ball, my friend. I mean, and then not only did you disrespect the Utah Jazz as far as Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, you disrespected John Stockton and Karl Malone. Yeah, none of us played with Utah in video games, but shut the fuck up. And actually, I did play with Utah a couple of times on NBA Jam because it was Stockton and Malone. Stockton was wetting them threes. Malone, you could break the backboard with Malone. So yeah, I played with Utah a couple of times on NBA Jam, but dude, I mean, you just smacked and pissed on the Utah Jazz all in one fell swoop, in one fell sentence. And he know it. He knows, if Karl Malone was still playing today, the next time he played LeBron James, he would have the biggest elbow waiting for him. LeBron might leave that game with stitches. I'm serious, because that was low-key disrespectful. Matter of fact, it wasn't even low-key disrespectful. That was just damn blatantly disrespectful. I mean, it wasn't. You talking about bulletin board material. My God, this team just smoked us a week ago. I mean, I know we don't have Anthony Davis, but We don't know when we're going to have Anthony Davis. And if we run into these guys in the playoffs with a half-ass Anthony Davis or no Anthony Davis, they will smoke us. Now that you've given them bulletin board material, oh my gosh, good job, dude. Good job. Good job.
God damn!
I mean, really. I mean, goodness gracious. But anyway, excuse me, on to the NF or the L. I don't really have much to say about the NFL today, so I guess this means this podcast will be a little shorter. I'll go in, let's see. I mean, there's no more news. Okay, well, you know what? Okay, maybe I will say a little something. In regards to Deshaun Watson, of course, Houston Texans are saying that they're still not fielding any calls in regards to Deshaun Watson. And it kind of makes sense. It makes sense to me. Because while you have everybody, all these aficionados on all of these different sports networks saying the same thing that we all are agreeing on about Deshaun Watson, Houston just needs to trade him. Now, mind you, I've always been of the state of the status. You sign that contract, you play it out. Now, if, like I said before, if this organization has offended him to a personal matter so deep that it's hard for him to look at himself in the mirror, then yeah, it's time. Then you know what? You got to do what you got to do. Not to mention that the all-time greats in your organization have nothing good to say about you. Andre Johnson came out and trashed this organization. Deshaun Hopkins came out and trashed this organization. J.J. Watt asked to be released, and subsequently he's just been signed by the Arizona Cardinals, collecting that $23 million bag. And I'm surprised nobody has actually hit on this. I'm surprised nobody has figured this out. The Houston Texans have said vehemently, we're not trading Deshaun Watson. We're not even fielding any phone calls in regards to Deshaun Watson. Well, why is that, mind you? And this is one reason why I don't feel sorry for this organization if Deshaun Watson does decide to sit out. Like I said, I am pro sign you. Look, I'm not anti-player empowerment, but I am pro you sign your contract, play out your contract. Your word is your bond. But for this organization, I don't feel bad for them. Why is that? What is the phrase that they are most known for by their late owner, Bob McNair? What did he say in regards to the NFL players when the Colin Kaepernick kneeling situation was going on? He made a comment in the regards to, you can't have the prisoners running the asylum. Now that pissed everybody off in regards to the NFLPA. You can't have the prisoners running the asylum. Ain't that a bitch? You talking about slave mentality. Oh my goodness. And I'm not even trying to be funny. I mean, of course there was a apology to save face. Nobody bought that apology. You said what you felt. You said how you felt. You said what was in your heart. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because look at what is happening. If they give in to Deshaun Watson, particularly that organization, and now it's Cal McNair, his son, running that organization, knowing what his daddy said, knowing that his daddy meant every damn word that he said. You trade Deshaun Watson, that is a representation of, quote unquote, the prisoners running the asylum. So and that dawned on me. I'm surprised nobody else has caught this. Nobody, maybe they don't want to bring up that comment, but it bears true because you look at this. We're talking about this organization. Your 25-year-old in his prime, top 3 in the league, MVP candidate quarterback, wants out 1 year after you gave him $100 million guaranteed. And you are saying that you won't even pick up as so much as the phone to listen to offers where you could get picks out of picks to rebuild your future. I said this about a month ago. I would call Jacksonville and say, give me that number 1 pick plus 2 more so you can draft Trevor Lawrence. You got your quarterback of the future. I got my quarterback of the future. They're not going to do it because that would make them look weak. Make no mistake about it. There are a bunch of owners who would love to have Deshaun Watson on their team. But they're also, those same owners also don't want this to happen because it's going to give a level of playerman empowerment that's like in the NBA. So while whoever ends up eventually landing Deshaun Watson will be happy, the other owners will be like, oh, Lord, here we go. And as far as Russell Wilson goes, I'm starting to believe that there's some fire coming along with that smoke. And the only reason why I tell you is because, you know, you're sending a mixed message when you have your agent say, well, we don't want to get traded. He doesn't want to get traded. But if he did, here's 4 other teams that he would like to play for. And then a week later, the Seattle Seahawks saying, well, we don't plan on trading him, but we're taking phone calls for him. That doesn't make no fucking sense. I mean, serious. That means you're thinking about trading him. That means if you're Russell Wilson's camp, you don't mind if he's traded. Duh. So, I mean, I don't think it's going to be to Dallas. You know, they want to blow that up just because it's Dallas. I'm not even going to talk about Dak Prescott today. The only thing I'll say about Dak Prescott is Dak ain't going to approve no trade to Seattle because Seattle's going to want him to stay long term, and he is this close to free agency to go wherever the hell he wants, getting paid what the hell he wants. He ain't get that. That trade's not happening. Forget it. Forget about it. You know, now as far as the rest of Dak's, you know, blown up contract dispute, I'll talk with my man Tony, a Cowboys fan, about those losers because they're not worth the press. You know, I don't give a suck-ass team. I don't care who they are. They have a suck-ass team that much press about a quarterback contract for a team that stinks, a team that stunk when he was there. Anyway, but yeah, there's real fire brewing with that smoke when it comes to Russell Wilson in Seattle. I truly believe it. Because that doesn't make sense. I don't want to be traded, but if I were to get traded, I would like to go to the Raiders, Cowboys, Bears, or Saints. And Seattle, well, we don't want to trade him, but we are fielding calls about him. Then if you don't want to trade him, the hell are you fielding calls about him for? I mean, for real, that's just common sense. But anyway, that's all as far as football I'm going to get into today. You know, I'll leave you guys to ESPN and whatnot and NFL Network to listen to the draft stuff. I don't get into that in detail. It's just too many damn college football players. So with that being said, what a buzzer, what a buzzer, what a buzzer! All right. I'm going to get this thing edited up. Well, not much editing to do. Just add a couple sound effects, throw some music in that there background. I've already thrown some, especially those Coming to America effects. Those shits are just funny. But anyway, this has been another episode of Sports Plus Life. It's your boy, Brandon Brevon Towns. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, definitely hit that subscription button. If you have any comments you would like to leave, definitely leave me a comment and join the Sports Plus Life family. And, you know, I got maybe about 3-4 consistent listeners. You know what? That's never going to stop me because I enjoy doing this. And if you enjoy doing what you do, don't matter if nobody likes it. If you like it, that's all the hell that really matters, my people. So you know what? Everybody be cool. Enjoy your weekend. I'm out this bit. I'll be back next week. Peace.